Hello, my kinder and first leaders. Welcome to the new year. This new year, we are just focusing more on loving these kids and helping them grow and take that next step in the faith. And so any ideas or ways that we can help do that, please let me know. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk about it. Now, we are still focusing on the connect, studying, and praying, right? Those are our three big goals that we do every week at Kids Ministry. Connect with them, make sure you know their name, make sure you know a little bit something about them, right? They know something about you, kind of have that just relationship going, right? Studying, we're opening the Bible, we're learning together, we're following God's word, we're studying more about the stories that we're learning about. And then, of course, praying, right? We want to connect with God on a personal level as well. And so praying together is a huge important step in that as well. And I'm excited to spend this new year with you as we continue to help grow the seeds that you are planting in these children's lives. And so it is awesome to see, and I love it, and I love you guys. Let's jump right in to this first week. This week we're talking about Jesus at the temple, how he was left at the temple, left behind basically by his family that started traveling. They thought that he was with some relatives, and when they go back, where do they find him? They find him in the temple. And what is he doing? He's learning and he's teaching as well. And he's only about 12. He's about 12 years old. And so as he's doing this, it should be encouraging to know that the children, even though that Jesus was only a few years older than these guys, right? He was still able to learn and teach and grow in these moments. And so having that be relatable to them, like, oh, there's Jesus that we talk about, he grew up too. Yeah. And so it's going to be fun as we discover and dive into this. Start off with just connecting with the children, right? Like helping them understand, hey, like we're here for you. How was Christmas? How was your New Year's? Did you stay up all night or did you go to sleep? Like all of that fun stuff. And when you go through that, if you have time and you want to go through an activity, then you have some puzzle pieces. And basically you can scatter these puzzle pieces all around your room. And what they're doing is they're supposed to do a wheelbarrow challenge to collect all the pieces and put them all back together. Now the wheelbarrow challenge is where one child holds the legs of another child, and then the child with their legs being held has to walk on their arms, and then they can go grab one of the pieces and come back and put it all together in order. So that'll be fun. You have a lot of different puzzle pieces here, trying to mix them up, obviously, so that we can keep them all straight. Then your next activity for opening is going to be a would you rather. And so have every child line up in the middle of the room, and you're going to have a would you rather thing. Now this is all about knowledge or learning more about each other. Okay. So again, connecting, but connecting in a way where it's like, we're going to relate this to connecting with God too. Just like Jesus was at the temple trying to connect and learn more, then we can also learn more about each other and learn more about God in the process. And so with this, you'll have different questions of either ors and have them move to one side of the room if it's this, one side of the room if it's that kind of thing. So do you like mashed potatoes or green beans more? Like that kind of thing. And so have them move and have that energy going when they're doing all that. Next, you're going to have some Bible story cards, and these will be placed in, you'll either have a bucket or a backpack or something like that, basically. But it is a review of the Bible story. And so you have different little cues or clues that these cards point to as different parts or sequences of the story. And so like one has a number 3 on it, one has a number 12, one has a Bible, all of those things. And so basically they're trying to put that in order, and you can help them with that with the paragraphs that go along with each clue that they find. And so if you want to do this in different groups, you can do this in different groups and then have them like race to see who can do it the fastest, or you can just do it all together. But I love this story because it's just about like Jesus growing up, right? And knowing more and growing in his knowledge. And so that's kind of what we're focusing on there. And our bottom line is knowing God is the most important thing, right? That is our bottom line for today. Knowing God is the most important thing. And so as we focus in on that, it's all about, well, of course Jesus was at the temple if you think about it, because that was the most important place that he could be. Okay, now this next one is your After Bible Story 2. And basically what we're doing is we're going to relate how the children grow to how Jesus grew in his knowledge and understanding, okay? And so this one is kind of going along with our memory verse a little bit too. The Lord gives wisdom, knowledge, and understanding come from his mouth. That's the memory verse, okay? And so with this, it's Proverbs 2:6. With this, you're going to have a big piece of butcher paper, and on this piece of butcher paper, you're going to measure each one of the children. And so as they take their shoes off and line up on the wall, you can measure them and talk about how they grow and how they grow, Jesus also grows. And so he grew in knowledge and wisdom. They can grow in knowledge and wisdom just as they grow personally and spiritually. And then your memory verse activity, what you're going to do is you're going to have a ball and everyone's going to sit in a circle, including you, and you can pass that ball back and forth and say the memory verse together, one word at a time as the ball goes to someone. And so, for instance, you can start and you'll have the, and then you pass it and they say Lord, and then it just goes all the way around until you say the whole memory verse. So you might want to review the memory verse a few times before you do this, so that way they're ready for this challenge. And then your closing activity, of course, is just praying. And so definitely pray with these students. Again, this is one of your big goals that you want to do, is to connect them with God, help bridge that gap for them so that they learn how to pray and grow in that knowledge of prayer. And that should be one of the big goals for this year. And that's it for this week, guys. Thank you so much for all that you guys do. Y'all are awesome as we continue to unpack this knowledge, understanding of what we're looking at in January. I am so appreciative that you guys are planting the seeds for these children, that you're helping them grow, that you're helping them take that next step in the faith. You guys are awesome, and we'll see you guys Sunday.